Now we can see how to clip a line using Cohen-Sutherland line clipping algorithm, right? And this is the value given. They have given xmin, xmax value, similarly ymin and ymax value, and the endpoints of a line, right? Now we have to clip the line using Cohen-Sutherland line clipping algorithm. To start this, first we have to draw the clipping the clipping window using these values, and we have to draw the line, right? First we'll do that. As you know, this value will be xmin, ymin. When you see this axis, this is x-axis, that is x keeps on changing but y remains the same, right? X keeps on changing. At this point x will reach its maximum value but y remains the same. So what is the y value here? Ymin will be the same value here also. See this, right? It is y-axis. Y keeps on changing but x remains the same. So what is the x value here? It is x max. X remains the same, y keeps on changing. So y changes and at this point it reaches its maximum value. Now coming to here, this vertical line, again this is y-axis. Y keeps on changing and at this point y reaches its maximum value. X remains the same, so it will be xmin, y max. Right now this xmin, ymin value are given here. We have to substitute these values. So how will I get my clipping window? Clipping window will be, as you know, this is xmin, ymin. So what is my xmin value? 50 and ymin value is 10. So what should I write here? 50, 10. What about this vertex? It is x max and ymin. X max is 80 and ymin is 10. This is x max and y max. So that is 50, 40. Right? And what about this vertex? It is xmin, y max. Xmin is 50 and y max is 40, right? So I'll check xmin, ymin 50, 10, x max, ymin. X max is 80, ymin is 10. This is x max, y max. So x max, y max, so this should be 80, 40. And this is xmin, y max. Xmin 50, y max is 40, right? Now I have to draw the line endpoints, right? This is x1, y1, right? So this is x value is 40. If you check this, what is the minimum x value here? 50. So in my clipping window, the x value starts from 50. So obviously this x40, it lies outside my clipping window. Somewhere here I should get this 40, right? X value is 40. What about y value? 15. So here this is y, in this point y value is 10. So 15 should be little up here, right? So this will be my first end point of my line. So it is 40, 15. Next end point is 75. 75. This is x, this is y value. X value, y value, right? Now what is my maximum x value? 80, right? Here the x value is 75. So 75 is less than 80. So somewhere inside it should come, right? And what about my y value? 45. What is maximum y value? 40. right? Again, right? So 75 x value, this is 80 x value, 75, it should be somewhere here, but maximum at this point my y value is 40. Since here my y value is 45, it should come somewhere here. Now this should be my line endpoint. So what about this? It is 75 comma 45, right? Now what should I do? I have to calculate these intersecting points, right? So this line endpoint, this line, right, it crosses the edges of my clipping window. So I have to find this intersecting points, and you know the formula to find the intersecting points, right? So I'll write the formula. X is equal to x1 plus y minus y1 by m, and my y formula is y is equal to y1 plus m into x minus x1, right? Now first we'll calculate this endpoint, right? This endpoint I'll take as x comma y, and you know, while explaining the algorithm itself, I have told like throughout this line, right, my x remains the same, only y keeps on changing. You can check at this point x is 50, at this point also x is 50, so throughout this line x will be 50, right? So x will be 50 and y I should find out, right? To find out y, I use this formula, y is equal to y1 plus m into x minus x1, right? Now to use this formula I should know the slope. So I'll find m first. M is equal to, I'll use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, right? That is, I'm finding the slope of this line, right? So this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So it will be 45 minus 15 divided by 75 minus 40, right? Which is equal to 30 by 35, right? Now I have to substitute these values in this formula. So y is equal to, right, now here I'll be taking this as x1 comma y1, right? So what will be my y1 value? It is nothing but 15 plus m I have calculated here 30 by 35 into, right, x minus x1, right? X minus, what is my x1 here? This is x1 y1. x1 is nothing but 40, right? And while explaining the algorithm I told x, it can be either x min if it is left boundary, or it will be x max if it is right boundary. Now which is my boundary? This is my left boundary, left, right, bottom, top. So I am intersecting with my left boundary. So if it is left boundary, what value I should take? X min. What is my x min? 50, right? So 50, right? When I do the substitution, I'll get the value as 23.56. This will be my y. So at this point, what is my x? X is equal to 50 comma 23.56, right? Similarly, I have to calculate this intersecting point, right? To calculate that intersecting point, I have to use the formula x is equal to x1 plus y minus y1 by m, right? So at this point, again all the intersecting point I'll be taking as x, y, x comma y, x comma y. right? And if you check this horizontal line, in this horizontal line, x keeps on changing. Y remains the same. You can check here, this y value is 40, here also y value is 40. So here also y will be 40. What I should calculate? I should calculate x, right? So to calculate x, second case, I have to calculate x, right? Y is 40, right? So to calculate x, which formula I'll be using? I'll be using this formula. X is equal to x1 plus y minus y1 divided by m, right? And what about this x1 and y1? Now this endpoint I should consider as x1 comma y1, right? So here it will be x is equal to, what is my x1 value now? X1 is nothing but 75, right? So it is 75 plus y. Y it can be, while explaining the algorithm itself, I told y it can be either y min or it can be y max. When I should use y min? If it is bottom boundary. When I should use y max? It is top, right? Now I am intersecting with my top boundary. So y value, what should I use? I should use y max, right? What is my y max? 40, right? So it should be 40 minus, coming to y1. What is my y1? 45, right? So 45 by, what is my m? 30 by 35. If I substitute all these things, I'll get x is equal to 69.2. With this, what about my x comma y? It is 69.2 comma 40, right? Now you can draw the final diagram and you can plot. Here this value is 69.2 comma 40. What about this intersecting point? It is 50 comma 23.5. 50 comma 23.5. Now this is my clipped line, that is the visible part of my line, which will be available in my output. Thank you.